What's going on, guys? As you can see, 2022 Gen 3 Ford Raptor and 2017 Gen 2. Let's get in, let's dive into both of them and compare the two now that we got both side by side. After a very, very long 8 months, the Gen 3 Ford Raptor finally decided to show up. Now, we got the Gen 2, had that truck for a very, very long time. Gen 3 is officially here. Let's get in it and compare the two because there are a lot of things I like on the Gen 2 over the Gen 3. Let's get into it. So, a little backstory. This Gen 2 is a 2017. We are the original owners. We bought this truck brand new as soon as the Raptor came out. Absolutely, I fell in love with this Raptor. I fell in love with the Raptors when the Gen 1 officially released in 2010. And then we finally were able to get our hands on a Gen 2. And I must say, these trucks are meant to stay. I love them. If you're in the market for a Raptor, I highly, highly recommend getting it. But you know, like I was saying, there are some things I like about the Gen 2 over the Gen 3. And Ford did a very good job on the Gen 3. There's a lot of things. This truck did come with some flaws, and I'm going to pick them out and show you in this video today. I'm very, very, extremely disappointed in Ford. $81,000 for a pickup truck. Waited 9 months for it to come, and it comes with all these flaws. Extremely disappointed. If someone from Ford is watching this, please step it up on quality control. When this truck came back in 2017, there wasn't a single nick, there wasn't a single chip, there wasn't a mark or nothing on it. This truck came perfect, and this truck came pretty much completely undrivable off the lot. Let's start up right up at the front. So you can see both grills are similar. They both say Ford. Ford kept the iconic design. You can see right up on the front is the big fat amber lights that they added. A lot more big, a lot more bold, very more aggressive compared to the Gen 2. Gen 2 is still nice. I do love this front end a lot. There's some things I like. I like the hood vent a lot better than this one. This one kind of looks weird. I don't know really what it's doing. It ducks down. It's still a vent, but there's just, I think the Gen 2 is more aggressive. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. I like the Raptor. I like how it looks like. I don't know. This just gives me the Raptor vibe. This almost gives me like I don't know, like a Mach 1 or like a shaker hood. Like, so I don't know, it was kind of weird at first, but I do like it once I saw it in person. It is different, cuts it up good. I like how they put Raptor right up on the hood vent. Still over to the front of the truck, and you can see Ford finally filled that gap with two nice rigid pod lights right at the bottom. And you can see over here on the Gen 2, it's a massive wide open hole, which a lot of people do put the fog lights in here. It is perfect. It looks good. You could put the nice three pods. You could do the one yellow, the one clear LED, and then the one yellow again. I've seen a lot of people run that on the forums. Looks super sick, and it kind of adds, like, it ties in with the rest of the truck. So let's jump inside the Gen 3 Ford Raptor. I want to show you guys the carbon fiber in this truck over the Gen 2, because the Gen 2 carbon fiber, I think the interior looks extremely good in the Gen 2 when that thing came out, but the carbon fiber is totally different from that truck to this truck. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Once I saw it, I was like, I had to check the window sticker again, because I was like, there's no way that this is actual carbon fiber. It doesn't look like it to me. It's a totally different texture. It's a totally different pattern than over to the Gen 2. So now you guys see that. I'll show you even on the dash up close. You guys can get some shade angles and some with light in it. A little different, but let me show you the Gen 2. Over to the interior of the Gen 2, you can see this has a super, super nice gloss finish, super smooth, and just the weave of the carbon, it's totally different. Jump in here. This is fake. I added that. Don't look at that. But it's still the same pattern though. And then even the shifter, carbon fiber in the shifter, that looks totally different. You guys can see with different angles and lighting. Yeah, I don't know. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about that. Even up here on the dash, it doesn't look the same. I don't know why Ford would have changed it. But yeah, I thought that was kind of odd. And that truck does have carbon fiber in it. They say, Ford claims. But to me, on the dash, you can see right here, this is the inside of the Gen 3. It really doesn't look like carbon fiber. So if you have a Mustang GT, or if you've seen the new Mustangs, they have a material, it is called engine turned. It looks just like this. It is on the inside of my 2020 Mustang GT dash, but it's covered up by, I covered it up by like a pretty much a fake carbon wrap, you could say, by Dyna. And yeah, this looks like engine turned. It doesn't look like carbon fiber. Like I was saying, it doesn't even feel like it. I don't even know, because look, you can see it doesn't go all the way through. I don't know. That's just weird. Doesn't seem like carbon to me. Inside the Gen 3 Ford Raptor, you can see Ford put the nice Ford Performance, massive on the front, looks super great. Raptor right on the dash in Ford Performance blue. That looks awesome. This is a 12-inch screen. Over in the Gen 2 has the 6-inch. Nothing wrong with that screen. It still does the job fine, even it being 6 inches. And yeah, like I was saying, still does the job. Screen is good. That digital dash is awesome. Even down in the steering wheels, a lot of the controls are similar. You can see they just re-updated, relocated some things. You're able to mess with the exhaust, suspension, and steering on the fly, which is awesome about the Gen 3. And the paddle shifters feel absolutely phenomenal on this truck. Back inside the Gen 2, you can see the steering wheel does have a lot of controls. Does feel like it has a lot going on. Steering wheel is turned because I was showing off the wheels because these are both stock wheels on the trucks. But yeah, paddle shifters do feel really well in this truck. When this truck came out, I was super stoked. Once I finally got my hands on it and was able to drive it and get a feel for it, loved it. The only thing about this truck compared to the Gen 3 is it's a lot more floatiness, I can say. The truck isn't as direct, it's not as nimble. When you try to throw it into a corner, this truck has so much body English, even like in dirt or sand, it's just super, super floaty. This truck didn't come with the active magnetic ride dampers on this truck. It came with just the regular Fox shocks, and this truck is still leaf springs. And you know, over on the new trucks, they are the 5-link suspension system, which I must say is phenomenal. It is a totally night and day difference from this truck to that truck. And if some of you guys don't know what the 5-link is, I'll jump under the truck and show you that. That truck, the Gen 3, has the 5-link, and this still has leaf springs. You can see like an old school truck, leaf springs with Fox shocks. Climb underneath the truck and show you what we got going on underneath. Super nice setup. I mean, it's tested itself and proven to work over the years, and it's held up. This truck has over 100,000 miles on it and still going strong. Now over on the Gen 3, I'm gonna jump underneath and show you the 5-link. This truck doesn't even have 500 miles on it yet. It's got a long life ahead of it. You can see the 5-link suspension setup right there. Super clean setup. This truck is very, very high tech when it comes to that stuff. All right, so I got both hoods popped on the trucks. That one's just a little bit lashed, but I want to show you this before I fully pop the hood. So remember when I was saying I like these vents a lot more, and I just noticed this over on the Gen 3 because I was like, you know, what's the best stuff to talk about? And I popped the hood and I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell? Ford kind of kept the same design as the original hood. See that? How the vents are like staggered like that? Now over to the Gen 3, they kind of put it underneath, but it has totally different vents up top, which is pretty cool. Something a little different, but underneath, both trucks are still packing the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, 450 horsepower. The engines are okay. They're not the best in my opinion. Are they good for fuel economy? They're decent with this truck and what we're doing with the truck. Puts the power down, gets up and goes. It does everything you need it to do well, and especially coming to fuel economy, I've been driving this truck for about a week now, just about to hit 500 miles. It's been averaging about 16.5 to like 16.1. I saw 17 a few times when I got on the highway. Still not bad. This truck does the exact same thing, gas mileage wise. So I've been doing a little bit of reading on the two. Like I just said, both trucks still have the 3.5 EcoBoost, but the Gen 2s did come with a lot of problems. They had timing chain and cam phasers. If you're a Gen 2 owner, I'm sure you know about it because this one's about to have its second set of timing chain and cam phasers. Happen around like 50 or 60,000 miles-ish. It was very slight noise. We heard it every time on a cold start, and I was like, you know what, truck's still in warranty, let me take it into my buddy's shop. They fixed it, no problem. Now, around 100,000 miles, it is doing the same thing again. If you guys know what could be like re-causing it, because they put all new updated Ford parts in it. He said they were totally different parts from what they put in the truck. They said it was all updated stuff from Ford, so it don't fail again. But here we are. The timing chain noise sounds like a diesel truck in the morning. Kind of sad because I do love this truck and we didn't really want to get rid of it. Still runs strong, still makes good power, still gets up and goes. Gas mileage still good. It's just the noise in the morning. That's the only thing. But it worries me because the way it sounds is not the best. Over on this one, I believe from everything I read, this new EcoBoost has 2 timing chains in it and that one has 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what I read on the forums. I've seen people talk about that. So hopefully the new one shouldn't have that problem like this one does, but yeah, that is not the best case for this one. So this one might be getting traded in after it gets fixed and sold. But overall, this truck has been a solid truck. You can see it is definitely dirty. Cleaned this thing once in a blue moon underneath the hood. I took the other intake cover off. Really didn't like it. Got super crusty, and I was like, you know what? When I changed the oil and stuff, didn't really want it on there, so I just took it off, left it in the garage, kept it nice and clean. But you can see similar intake box setup, looks exactly the same. Nothing really looks different. This one is just brand new, and this one just has 100,000+ miles on it. So I know you guys want to know everything that came wrong with this truck from the factory. I did take some pictures, I did take some videos when we first picked it up, and obviously, like, you know, you're super excited to get it. Walking around the truck, I'm like looking at everything like a hawk. I've been on the Gen3 forums, I've seen some pretty crazy stuff. I've seen one guy literally had a socket left on one of his shocks, which was pretty insane. The quality control is not the best anymore. Like I was saying. So right down here, as soon as I saw the truck, has a fat ding right in the door. That could have been done in transport, so I'm really not going to count that. So as soon as I was looking at the truck, I'm checking out the back seats, like, okay, no problem. As soon as I go to lift up this seat, see this plastic piece right here? Both of these, the top and bottom, completely shot off. Completely just shot off and fell, and I was like, oh my god, I just literally cracked it. So if you take both of these off, you pop both covers off, there's a screw, like I forget what size it was, but it was just like a big nut. I had to loosen it up and re-tuck everything back in there because there's a metal piece in the seat. Once you lift this up, it was hitting it and knocked it out, and couldn't figure it out to save my life because I was like, why the hell is it doing that? So I took it all apart, finally fixed it, and that was good to go. So that's pretty bad on Ford's part right there. Kind of upset about that. So this is where things get even better. This fender is fiberglass on both these trucks. Mind you, when the Gen 2 came in, we couldn't find a single nick, single scratch. Everything was lined up and perfect. From the factory, that truck came flawless. But this one, I don't know how it's gonna come up on camera, but there is a crease in the fender. You guys might be able to see it. Right where my finger is, there is a massive crease right in the fender, and I could feel it with my hand too. It's like a nice dip. Like, I don't know how it was creased right there, but as soon as I walked around the truck, I was like, oh my god, it literally looks like a massive dent, like someone punched it right here. But I don't know how that's gonna come up on camera. It's one of those things, like, once you walk by it, you see it. But yeah, even the dealer offered to fix that right away, but I'm like, you know, you get a brand new truck, don't want to really do that. So even I think something might have happened. It could have got bumped or something, because even look down right here to the fender flare. See that gap? That was as close as I could possibly get it. Now go to the other side. You couldn't even fit a freaking piece of dental floss in there. It is as tight as it can be. So I don't know, something might be wrong with this side of the truck. It's kind of weird, you know, now that I think about it, this was creased, this was the side that was messed up, this fender flare was sticking out. So now let's get even to the more better part, I could say. So down into the suspension, I was, like I said, walking around the truck, looking at everything like a hawk. You can see this sensor right here that controls the magnetic ride, tells the suspension where it needs to be. Reading back to the computers of the truck, it is connected to the upper control arm. It is bolted right there. If I can, I will throw up the picture on the screen right now. So when I noticed it, this piece right here, that little black line, I guess you could say, that metal piece to hold it against the control arm, was completely twisted and sitting at the opposite direction. And this control piece, I don't even know which one to call that, the connecting rod, I guess you could say, we'll use that, was dangling all the way down here. I noticed it was touching this boot cover, was literally touching, and I was like, okay, that isn't right. So I thought maybe, you know, it wasn't just popped in all the way from the factory, and from transport, it could have just fell out and just got loose or something. You know, I know stuff happens. I'm trying to be positive thinking about it. So I pop it back in, and it is completely off, and it starts rubbing. You can see the rub marks right where my finger is, right there. Started rubbing it, so I was like, you know what, should I leave it at the dealer, let the dealer mess with it? I said screw it. I disconnected it, drove the truck home, which I only live about 5 minutes away from the dealer, no big deal. I stopped halfway, made sure everything was okay, nothing was hitting or getting messed up. I fixed it. I disassembled everything. I had one of my buddies send me a picture that lives in Virginia. Go to a Ford dealer and take a picture of this whole assembly to show me how it is, just to make sure I was installing it right. Reinstalled it, and now it's been working fine. Like I said, almost 500 miles on the truck, no problems, no nothing. I might have to go take a wrench to it just to make sure everything is still snug, because I did it all by hand and I got it as tight as I possibly could. I don't think it's going anywhere. There's no really any crazy pressure on it. All it does is go up and down to let the shock know, to let the computer know where the shock is. But yeah, super disappointed about that Ford. Gen 2 Raptor is officially warm. Let it idle for a few minutes. So let's give a few revs, 3,000 to 4,000 RPMs. Let me know what you think, which one sounds better. I'm already gonna say Gen 3, but here's the Gen 2. So the Gen 2 would only actually let me rev it to 3,500 RPMs, which I guess is a safety thing. But let's jump over into the Gen 3 and see how it sounds. I think it's gonna sound way better. And yeah, most people already do on the internet. So let me show you guys how to pop this sucker into full exhaust mode. Start up nice and clean. I love how that truck is. Ford Raptor. Ford performance, baby. All right, vehicle on. Yes, sir. All right. Now let's go to straight Baja mode. It's in Baja. It says off-road use only. Comes up pretty stupid. It's whatever. And let me go set you guys back and give you some 3,000 to 4,000 RPM revs. So same over with the Gen 3. It stopped me at 4,000 RPMs, which it's kind of perfect. It's a safety thing, and I understand why Ford does that. But Gen 3, in my opinion, sounds so much better over the Gen 2. Drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. In upcoming videos, we are going to be racing and comparing 35 versus 35 package, and the 37 package, once it comes, we obviously will race it just between all three of them, versus the Gen 2 versus the Gen 3 35, then the Gen 3 37 package. God, it's just like a mouthful to say. And we're gonna see. Obviously, I think the Gen 3 35 package will win amongst the three. 37, the tires are gonna kill that truck with the big tires on it. I've seen them race before. It loses by a little bit, but you never know. I mean, you never know. Could get a good running truck and it makes, I don't know, makes a little more boost. You never know. So there you have it, Gen 2 versus Gen 3. And it was a little, not like a verse comparison, a little bit, you could say. I like the Gen 2. Gen 2 still has my heart, but I think Ford killed it with the Gen 3. Fell in love with this truck. I can't wait, like I said, till the 37 package gets here. That's gonna be super badass. If you live in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, wherever you live, if you guys have like a group of Raptors, whatever, y'all go off-roading, please hit me up on Instagram. It is Italian Stallion 410, same as YouTube. I really wanna go with like a straight group of guys with Raptors, TRXs, whatever the case may be. I want to learn how to off-road these trucks correctly. I don't want to go out there and wheels, mess something up, and bounce the truck off a massive rock. So, want to learn, hit me up. Please message me on Instagram. Like I said, same as YouTube. And let me know what you guys think. Which one do you like better? 2017 Gen 2 or 2022 Gen 3? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. Road to 100K. We're almost about to hit 20K. It's going to happen very fast. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.